The biggest destroyer of dreams in this country is OPO. That's other people's opinions. Other people that you know and love and even care about you, they don't know what you're going through. So sometimes, say if you're trying to get a landscape business off the ground, or you're trying to grow your company, you're going through growing pains and struggles, one of the worst things you could do sometimes is when you're stressed out, you're on the phone with someone you love and you tell them about a business problem you're having. I've done this. Don't do this. Because you tell someone you love about a business problem you're having, what are they going to do? They're going to give you their version of the solution from the outside, and they're just trying to help. But they're going to give you a solution that's just going to get you upset and anxiety and ticked off and maybe in an argument with them because you're wasting your time. You're casting your pearls before swine. I got more to talk about too. Casting your pearls. You're speaking or maybe talking about wisdom before. It falls on the wrong ears. So if you got a business, you need business advice, talk to people who are in business, who've been in business longer than you have. You might not like what they got to say, but they've been around the block and they could point you in the right direction, or they can at least, you ever go through this thing as a man where it feels like your whole body's on fire and your face is red and you're burning in flames, and it feels like you're just standing there, you're just on the phone, but you feel like you're being completely annihilated and ripped apart, and you're just standing there because of what you're going through. It's so challenging that it's unbearable in that moment. You just like, you could literally like run and jump off of a bridge or something. Like, you know, I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying. Like, it feels so bad, it literally feels like you're dying. Like you're being ripped apart because you can't handle it. Like you're being squeezed so hard that you're being pushed through the cracks. That's what it is. It's destruction of the ego, the dismantling of self. And I don't want to get into the system, the monetary fiat currency that you know we live in. There's a lot of pros, a lot of cons, whatever it is. But human beings, yes, we were designed to work our asses off. We're workers. But at the same time, the system we live in, the amount of stresses we go through and all the different complexities, the human being is still adapting to that, let's say. So if you're really stressed out, hey man, that's normal. That's normal. If you got bills to pay, maybe you got kids to feed, you got animals to feed, you got a wife, you got bills, you got mortgage, maybe you're in debt. Man, I know about all that stuff. And if you're trying to get a business off the ground too, it feels like you're being squeezed through the cracks. You're being forced to figure out how to achieve the impossible. And I want to let you know and encourage you that it's not impossible. It's very possible, and no other man is better than you. You know, I know you're a smart guy, and I know that you're a hard worker and you want it so bad. But if you think you want it bad enough that you can get it, well, I want to say check yourself, because you got to want it so bad that it's called whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. I'm talking, you ever been on a landscape job? Sorry about the dog in the background. You ever been on a landscape job and you just want to get the thing done so bad because the pain is so bad and you got to get the hell out of there, that you drop to your knees and start banging it with your hands and your fists like the sod on the ground, or you start just going crazy and the pain subsides and now you're just like in warrior mentality mode and you're digging like an animal to get this thing done? Well, see, it's that type of pressure that makes you snap, that's going to make your business grow, is when you're willing to work your, pardon my French, work your fucking ass off. So, I don't know if this is a positive thing, but I guess I got to be real. I got to tell you something about myself, or about what I did recently. I got to stop before I tell you this. I worked the most hours I've ever worked in my entire life last week in 1 week. Wait for it. I worked 118 hours. 118 hours last week. That includes sleeping in the back of my truck, taking 30-minute naps because I literally was almost driving off the road. Sometimes when you're a young guy and you don't have your shit together, people will say, you need to get your shit together. You need to get your shit together. You need to work. Well, if you want something in life, or you got to get yourself out of debt, you got to work overtime. You got to pull more hours. Because I work 60 hours a week. You need to too. Well, I heard all that crap too. People telling you need to work more, you need to work harder. Hard work is the answer to everything. Oh, work hard, you'll be successful. Excuse me, throat's dry. Ranting. So, I decided to go to the extreme opposite. I want to admit something. I always say to myself, and this I don't take this advice, this is just me personally. If I ever end up cold and broken alone in a basement with nothing, I could say and raise my hand that I worked my ass off and gave it 110%. And I didn't even let a 0.5% of laziness stop me to an obsession of, you know, holding myself accountable and the bar so high and